Hi, everybody. Hello, world. Good day, good evening. Buonasera, ciao, bonjour. Hi, everybody. I'm really happy to see you here at our Ask Tatyana live in January. Hope very much you are doing well and you feel healthy and you had a wonderful holidays. It's really already a new year, 2019, and I'm so much looking forward to spend this amazing year together with you. Thank you very much that you joined me today. I already get so many highs. Hi. Of course, the rules of our chat are as usual. They are the same. You can send me all your questions, everything you wanted to know. It could be everything possible. It could be questions about guitar issues, something about technique that you wanted to know, how to practice this, how to practice that. That could be any musical questions, that could be any private questions, it could be questions about life as a musician, it could be just everything what you want. Send me your questions. The only thing is, please don't be very sad if I don't pick up your question if I cannot answer it, because I try to answer today as many questions as possible. I will do my best, but the last sessions actually from September when we started it, there are so many questions from you that just the time, our hour is not enough to answer them. So don't be very sad about it. Next time there will probably the possibility. So during you write me your questions and ask me, I would like to start with a short announcement, because the new year starts for us really very exciting. We have one project that we introduced to you already in the last year, Tatyana and the Gentleman, our crossover project. And we made already two videos. You can find them on my channel if you still didn't see them. But at the end of this month, in January, something really exciting happens, and we start to record our debut CD with Tatyana and the Gentleman, with our crossover project. We are really excited about it. We will have first recording days in the end of January, and we are so much looking forward to it. We had many rehearsals and we prepared really amazing program that we excited to record and to present to you. This CD will be released during this year. We will see how much time we need to record it. It's a little bit different than just to record a solo guitar when I make my solo CDs. But we are already looking so much forward to your support. You can imagine that this kind of project, it also needs quite a lot of different financial help. And so if you just would like to support us, you can take a look. We have a page on Patreon. It's, you know, that I have personally my own Patreon page, but it's something different that is only for the project, only for the Gentleman. And if you take a look here, we have already many different interesting information there. We post there our behind scenes, we post there our rehearsal videos, we post there announcement. You can chat with each of our band crew, and we are looking so much forward to your support. If you like to support us, we will be happy. And the last but not least, everybody who will be our patron at the day of release of CD release, your name will be printed on our debut CD. So as soon the CD will be released, you will get a copy and you will see your name inside there. Something really special. So far to this. And now let's take a look to your questions, what you have already sent to me. I'm looking forward. So let me check. There was a funny question from Nasser Shamseddin. I hope I spell it well. Which is better to learn, guitar or violin? Oh, that's a good question. I think there is no instrument, or I cannot say this instrument is better than another one. It would be too unfair. But of course, I would say guitar, of course, because on the guitar you can play everything what you want. You can play more or less all the pieces you want. And the good thing, in comparison, for example, to piano, on piano you can also play everything you want. You can transport very easy. You can take guitar with you and go wherever you want. On the violin, it's of course it's even better to transport violin, but on the violin I think it's a little bit more complicated to accompany yourself when you do anything, so it's more melodical. And yeah, if I will be honest, but don't tell it anybody, and I hope I will not get now so many haters among you, but personally I'm not such a great fan of violin. I like much more violoncello, cello. I like more the deeper sound of their instrument, but it's up to you. The next question from Richard Farnali. Hello, Tatyana from Castellón. In the mornings, I have more difficulty in playing than in the afternoons or evenings. Does it happen the same? I think you mean if I have the same, or if I know this problem. You know, it's something quite personal. For myself, it's quite difficult and not so nice. Also, if I would need to play a concert, for example, in the morning, it would be quite difficult, because also I feel that my fingers are not so fit, they are not so flexible yet, and in the afternoon and in the evening my hands feel much better. But I need to say, I have some students who practice a lot in the morning, for example at the 6 a.m. in the morning. It's really a horrible time for me personal, but for them it works. They practice before they start to work and they feel better in the morning. So actually nothing really dramatical. It's very personal, and just try to set your practicing sessions so that you can do it in the afternoon. Okay, let's take a look for the next one. From Gianfranco. What pieces are you studying in the moment, Tatyana? Good question. At the moment, I prepare myself first for the concert at the end of January. I will have a solo concert at Planetarium in Bremen. And for this occasion, I need to repeat some older pieces. But of course, I also have some new pieces what I'm working currently. And it's, for example, the Waltz by Antonio Lauro, Natalia. One you have already seen, and the next one should come somewhere in the near future, hopefully. And the next absolutely new piece I'm also working on already for a long time, because it's a big one and it's a little bit more difficult one. It's written by Fernando Sor, and it's variation on the Mozart theme. Also a wonderful, wonderful piece, and it's very effective, and I'm looking forward when it will be ready and I can present you the result. Also, I have some ideas of the pieces that I would like to start to work on. Sometimes it's just a little problem because of the time, because if you need to keep the old pieces active for the concert, it's a little bit difficult to learn new pieces parallel, especially if you have a little bit more full schedule. But I try to do my best, and I have also some modern pieces. One beautiful piece by Derek O'Neill, Cocobolo. I'm started already with it, but now there is a short break, and I hope to come back to it again. And there are also some classical, some baroque pieces that I have in mind, and we'll see. I hope that in this year some new pieces will come in my program. Okay. There is a question from Randall. Any chance your version of Your Song by Elton John tabs would be available for purchase? For everybody who is interested to get tabs or to get scores of this beautiful arrangement, now we are talking about Elton John, Your Song. Actually, it's not my arrangement. I played it, but it's not my arrangement. It's a very, very nice, in my opinion, very good arrangement by Michael Langer. I will put you the link under the video. When we will be ready with the chat, I will post the link to the scores where you can purchase them. There is a three bands, acoustic pop guitar solos, and it is in the band number 2. It's available on Amazon, also in German and Amazon anyway. You need to take a look. I hope that it's available also in other countries, but I will put the link for you and you can take a look. Okay. There is another question. Let me see. What do you do, von Adalberto? What do you do to avoid nerves before a concert? That's a good question. Probably not really so easy to answer because, of course, there are some tricks or some tips or some recipes how I try to keep my nerves more or less in borders. But completely, I think to avoid nerves completely, it's something not really possible. Either you are the person who are never nervous and you are so self-confident that you don't feel any nervousness, never. Or you are the person who have nerves and who isn't nervous, and then it just varies from as much to as less. No? But completely to avoid nerves, I think it's quite difficult. My personal tips or what I'm doing before the concert, it's, I think, at least by me, the biggest part of the nerves, it's how sure I feel. It means I try and I prepare myself each time as good as I can for the concert. So I need to know that I did my homework, that I practice all the things, all the parts that I needed to practice, and I practice them in the way that I needed to do them. And I practice my memory, I practice my technique, and I do special exercises. So I have special approach how I practice pieces before the concert. So very short before the concert, I have the feeling I did my homework, I'm prepared. And that helps already enormously, because if I have an impression, okay, actually, Tatyana, you should practice a little bit more, and you're not so ready for the concert, it will be really bad. So I try to avoid it, and I prepare myself very well. And after that, I just try to think and to put myself in the heads of the audience, and my manager and helped me a lot when he said that actually you need to think that the audience or the people don't come to the concert to in first line not to judge or not to count your mistakes, but they come to enjoy. The people come to the concert usually because they really want to enjoy your music and to enjoy your performance. And usually it helps. It helps almost everywhere, and I'm sure that really the most of the people come with this goal. If there are any people who came to judge me or to count my mistake, I wish them good luck. And I hope that they will also have a great evening. But I care than most of the people who are wanting just to enjoy the music, and then I just try to share my music, my feelings with the audience. And if you feel that the first contact with the audience works, and if the audience replies to you, you can recognize an applause, or I talk a lot to the audience. It helps also a lot to get contact, and then you feel, okay, you are together, everybody is on your side, and you just can let your music talk. Another things for the preparation, different. There could be some mental things, some mental tricks of concentration and so on. I wouldn't recommend to take any medicine or something like that against nerves. I think it's not really good, and it could be a bad result. And but in general, yeah, everybody also needs to find his own way and his own tricks how to get better. And of course, play. You need to perform as much as you can for everybody, for your family, for your friends, for your neighbors, for 1 people, for 5 people, for 100 if you have possibility. Just you need to practice this performance situation, and then it also helps. Okay. Very short question from George, if I read it right. Glitch. How often should we change the strings? It depends on how often you play. I change usually my strings once a month, something around 3-4 weeks, and then I need to change the strings. If you don't practice each day, if you don't play each day, you can do it not so often, but I think at least one time per 2 or 3 maximum months would be good. There is a question from James Farber. Amazed at your memory for difficult pieces, how to approach them? That is a good question, James. And as a secret, I have already made an episode on this topic about memorization, how to memorize the pieces. And I hope that somewhere during the next few months, this episode will be online. So already there you will get many tips which approach you can get to it. In generally, just to keep the answer now short, there are different kinds of memory that we need to use. Usually we concentrate just ourselves only on mechanical memory, but I believe we need to use all different kinds of memory, and we need to train them, we need to practice them. Our visual memory, our audio memory, our mental memory, very important. And usually I cut the piece in many different parts, and I practice each single part by playing by memory. So I try to use active memorization, not passive. So I learn it actively as I would learn, for example, a poetry. You know, when you learn poetry, you will probably never read it 10 times and then to hope that one day you can speak it, not spell it. Usually if you learn poetry, you take, I don't know, 1 or 2 sentences or 1 row and you repeat it several times, then you take another one and repeat it several times. The same principle actually. But as I said, the episode will come and I'm sure there you will find many useful tips how to memorize better and faster and to be more sure. There is a question from Mark Hubert. Hi Tatyana, when you practice, do you have a structure, such as 10 minutes of scales, 15 for one particular piece, etc., etc.? Also, if there is any single part of your practice that skyrocket your skill? Yes, Mark. When I practice, I always do some kind of a plan before. I take a look what I need to do today, what I need to be able to can at the end of the practicing session. I take a look if I need to play any concert, if I need to prepare myself for any concert or recording, or is it just a normal practicing where I just for myself and I prepare new pieces. And usually I have something around 20 minutes, sometimes a little bit less when I'm stressed and when I have less time to practice, then I need to cut my warm-up section, but usually it's 20 to 30 minutes warm-up and exercises, and after that I go to the pieces. And I try, if I have many pieces for this particular day, then I also choose the parts of the piece. Sometimes I don't play it through, I just work on several parts, and I take, I don't know, 15, for some pieces it could be maybe 10 minutes of practicing, for other pieces it could be 15 or 20 minutes of practicing, and I cut my my working time in these blocks. No? So after 20 minutes of warm-up, there are usually pieces. And I also try to combine new and old pieces, and in this way. I think it's really important to have this kind of plan for your practicing session, because only then you can be really effective. Otherwise, we just take everything what comes to our head in this moment, and at the end of the session we can realize, okay, actually I needed to prepare this piece, but I didn't manage to play it today because I was working on something else where I just play it for my fun, and I cannot allow myself to do it like this, because I need to be always very effective. So because of that, I try to make a plan. From Gonzalo Pacheco, some kind of also philosophical questions. This is an important question: how to make the guitar be part of your body? How to make the guitar be part of your body? For this goal, I think you don't need any transplantation or any surgery. It's something that shouldn't, but can happen with the time, as long as you play. And I think it's much more spiritual question, and also for sure the question of personality, because there are some people or some performers where you can see that he or she gets really like one with the instrument. I'm not really sure that you can practice it. I think it's a big part of either you have it from, I don't know, from the birth, because of your personality, because you are very sensible, or because you're very engaged. Maybe for sure, if you want to learn it, or if you want to be once part with your guitar, for sure practicing helps. Understanding of the instrument helps, because as more you practice, or as better you practice, as more you get understanding for the instrument and for the rules and for everything, how it works. And for sure it's also a big question of how you feel the music. If you can feel the flow, if you are once with the music, if you can just go deep inside in the music, if you can let your heart speak, then probably comes this moment where you're really, guitar belong to your body and you are together. But it's a good philosophical question with not such an easy answer. Time, maybe some psychological things, something that you have from your birth, any kind of personality, and of course you need to listen a lot to the music and to play a lot of the music. Then it would be easier anyway. There is a question. The question already in two languages, in English and in Russian. So I will also answer in two languages so everybody can understand it. First in Russian. Билли Бонс. Здравствуйте, Татьяна. На инструменте какого мастера вы играете? Здравствуйте, Билли. У меня немецкий инструмент, немецкого мастера. Зовут его Михель Брюк. Живет он недалеко от Франкфурта, под Гиссеном. И у меня даблтоп, как бы сэндвич, елка. Очень-очень хороший инструмент, я невероятно довольна. And the same question from Solitary Pilgrim. What guitar do you play? I have the guitar by German luthier, Michael Brück is his name, and he's living not far away from Frankfurt am Main. And actually I have two guitars of him. One is cedar, and the newest one that I play now, or in the last few years a little bit more, it's spruce double top, and I'm really, really happy. Okay, the next one. The question that it comes to the recent one from David. Your tone is better than John Williams. Thank you. Do you use a double top guitar or regular Spanish style guitar? No, I use really double top guitar, and it has amazing tone. But the guitar is not the only thing that make an influence on your tone. There are many different aspects. No? You can produce a horrible tone on an absolutely beautiful guitar, and you can produce beautiful tone on an absolutely horrible guitar. So there are many aspects. It's guitar, yes, but it's also fingernails. It's also the way how you hit the string. It's maybe the most important, and strings are also important. There are many, many, many different things that have influence on the quality of your tone. Some other question. Hi, Paulo Santos. Hi from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. 36 Celsius. Oh God, you are lucky. We have today -1, and it's okay. Today it's a nice weather. We have sun, and we have the first snow here in Germany. But the days before, the weeks before, it was just rainy, dark, so many clouds, absolutely gray, and somehow not so nice. But 36 Celsius sounds quite fun. The question from Paula. Please talk about the best guitar strings. Good question, but I answered just from the beginning. For me, there are no best strings. There are the strings that either the strings suit to you and your guitar, or they don't suit to you and your guitar. And it's really not so often the question of the quality. Sometimes yes, but very often from a special level, it's not the question of the quality. It's more the question if they are suitable or not. And I played before a lot of on the Dario, nylon strings to Dario, just a very, very simple, usual medium tension the Dario. Now I play since half of the year, I play on Augustine strings. This is also quite well on my guitar, and for me, for my imagination, how sound should be. Luthier strings were also quite well, and I would like to try in the next time also some other labels, and we'll see. But I know, for example, I have some students, they are absolutely happy with Hannebach, and for my guitar, they don't suit at all. It sounds really, really bad when I put Hannebach on my guitar, so I don't use them. But as I said, for many of my students, they're perfect. Very similar is Savares. Also Savares, I used to play New Crystal Corum, and they sound also very well on my guitar, but you need to change them after 1 week or 1.5 weeks, and I hate to change the strings, so I don't like if I need to change them each week, and it's really too much. And because of this reason, I don't use them anymore. But I liked the sound. The sound was really good, and I can just encourage you, try different instruments. There are so many on the market, and you need to listen how it sounds, if it fits to your guitar, if it fits to your sound picture, if it fits to your fingernails and to the way how you play. You just need to try and to find your best one. No, but if you want in general more round and warm sound, so the Dario and Augustine strings could be very suitable for this case. Okay. There is another question from Aaron. Hi, Tatyana from Catalonia, Spain. Do you play guitar even when you're not in the mood, or you push yourself? Very nice question. Yes, of course. I have also the days when I'm not in the mood, and but I think there is a big difference between when it's your job, or if you play guitar just because it's your hobby and just only because you like it. So in my case, of course I love to play the guitar, and of course I enjoy it so much, but for me it's a job. And if I have a bad mood but I have a concert coming, I cannot say, I don't want to practice right now. No, I don't know. Maybe there are another colleagues who can allow themselves to be or to do like that. I cannot do it. For me, was work always very important, and so I know if I need to prepare myself, there is no good or bad mood. You just sit down and prepare yourself, because actually I'm perfectionist and I like to have everything in the best possible way, and I work for quality, and I feel really, really bad if I cannot give the quality I want to give. So because of that, I just sit down and practice, even if I have bad mood. But if I don't have any concerts, if I don't have any recordings for a longer time, and I'm in holidays, so then then yes, then I can say, okay, I don't have any deadline, I don't have any stress because I need to prepare myself, and then I can say, okay, today is not my day, I leave the instrument and do better anything else. Okay, there is a question from Victoria. Hi, Victoria. Hey, Tatyana, when you start working on a brand new piece, does your method differ if it's a study or a performance concert piece? In the very beginning, no. In the very beginning, it doesn't matter for me if it's a study or if it's a concert piece, because the approach would be the same. I first need to know what kind of music it is. So I need to have it in my ears somehow. So usually I listen to any performance to get the first impression, if I don't know this piece or I've never heard it before. And then, of course, I started with reading the scores, making fingering for the piece, and it's the same for study or for the piece. And then I started to play it slowly and try to get everything as clean and as perfect as possible in a very, very, very slow tempo. And after that, when I come to the next level or to the third level of musicality, now when I start to work on musicality, of course, the approach is a little bit more different if it's a concert piece, because usually it's more demanding in a musical way, and everything should be very sparkle and interesting and really, really exciting. There should be no moments where you feel bored or the audience could feel bored. In the study, it's a little bit more different. You just sticked a little bit longer on the level of technique. So you take care more on tempo, on how clean you play, how exactly your movements are. But honestly saying, when I manage the technical difficulty in the studies, I also play it with dynamic. I also try to put musicality there. And it was from the very beginning by me like that. I can remember when I studied, not in Germany, but in the music college after the school. And we needed to play in the exam. Each year we had 2 exams. And for these exams, we should prepare some pieces, 2 or 3 pieces. And we also needed to play exercises. And there were scales. So we played scales for the exercises. And I still can remember that my teacher and my... that everybody in the audience was laughing when I played the scales, because I need to prepare E major scale over 3 octaves. And I played it with dynamic. I made crescendo, diminuendo, I made dramatical point there, and there was a conclusion in the end. So I really constructed it as a piece, no? And everybody was like, what are you doing here? You're just playing scale. Why you need all this dynamic? But I don't know. I played part of music, and I wanted to have it as a music and not just like finger exercise. Okay. Let's continue. Keith White, when are you going to do another cooking video? That was fun. I don't know which cooking video exactly you mean. There is a very, 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 very old one where I'm baking a cake, and it was on absolutely another account. Or if you need our egg salad. With the egg salad, it was a really funny experience when I prepared it with the guitar, but it was one very painful experience. I felt really very sorry for this instrument, but for my defense, I must just say that the guitar was absolutely damaged. And I don't mean before I made the egg salad, but I mean before I started to make excellent. It was already absolutely destroyed guitar, and we just bought it for a few euros. Somebody wanted to give it up, and it has such a big holes in the back, and it was absolutely destroyed, and there were no chance that this guitar would sound one day. So because of that, yeah, it needed to suffer a little bit longer with the excellent. But when will come the next one? Good question. If you could give me some ideas, some cooking recipes that you have that could be suitable for this case, I would be thankful, and maybe we will make another one. We had an idea to make barbecue with the guitar, but yeah, this season is not so far yet. We have winter, so maybe we'll wait till summer and then make some barbecues. I don't know. If you have some ideas, just send them to me, and maybe we'll make another fun. There is another question by Hervé von Pasqua. I'm very sorry if I don't spell the names right. How long someone should normally take to learn a piece like Recuerdos de la Alhambra? I'm asking because I think it takes me too long to learn my pieces. Don't worry. Don't worry that it takes too long. Even if I don't know how long you practice it already, no? Even if I don't know how good you can play it now and how long you will need else to get it ready, don't worry that it takes too long. Usually, it's everything depends so much on your personal level. It depends on how this piece suits to your level. Some of the pieces could be just really objectively very difficult or too difficult, and then it could be a problem, because even if you will practice it for 2 or 3 years, at one point it will not be just possible to get it ready, because it's just too early for you. But if it's not this case, I need sometimes for many of the pieces, if it's not just a small one, if it's not an easier one, if it's more bigger one piece, for many pieces I need not only months, sometimes I need years to get them on the level I want to have them. And it's pity that it takes so long, but it needs time. At least I noticed the pieces that I choose, or the way how I want to play them, it needs time. It's like a wine. It needs to age. It will not be ready in a short time. First you learn, then you work on technique, then you work on musical part, and it could take some months. And then maybe after 1 year, if I practice something really intensively, I can play it, but I don't feel so sure and so secure when I play this piece, and it means that some more mistakes happens, or something is not so perfect, and then you started to play it in the concerts, and it get better. First performance is probably not so the best one. Second, also third, a little bit better. After 5 or better 10 times of performance, it gets better, but it's still not perfect. So you need maybe 1 or 2 years more to practice it and to perform in the same time. And then you notice that the way how you listened to the music when you start to work on it, or after 1 year of practicing, is absolutely different than how you hear this music after 2 or 3 years of playing. Everything started to be more brilliant, to be more natural, to be more easy, to be more easygoing, to be more sparkling. It's just the process. So don't worry and just take your time. Okay. We continue. The next question by Finger Friends Guitar. No matter how hard I practice, I still make mistakes. Maybe even just a little buzz. Is it normal? Or do you have to be careful with some difficult moments all the time? The general answer, we are all humans. We are not machines. And we can make mistakes. We are allowed to make mistakes. And actually, to make mistake is nothing really horrible, especially when you perform. When you practice, you need to try to do everything as perfect as possible, because you learn, because you practice, because you remember everything what you do. If you noted that doesn't matter how long you practice, you still make mistakes, there could be a reason that your practicing approach might be not so good or not so right. So because of that, you're making mistakes. But you need also to make a difference if you make the mistakes always on one particular part, or if these mistakes happen always in absolutely different parts. If they happen in different parts, that could be just concentration problem. If you have mistake always on one particular place, doesn't matter what you do, it means that you still didn't find the way to solve this problem. And it would be time to solve it and to think a little bit better what you can do against it. But to make mistakes in general, there is nothing really horrible. No? So don't worry about it. There is one comment from Evgeny in Russian. Доброго времени суток. Очень нравится, как вы играете. Желаю вам выпускать больше видео именно с музыкой. Здравствуйте, Евгений. Спасибо вам огромное за теплые слова. Очень-очень приятно, очень рада. И русским комментариям всегда очень рада. Видео с музыкой будем стараться. К сожалению, это не всегда так просто. И я сегодня тоже упоминала, что, к сожалению, многие вещи занимают очень-очень много времени на подготовку. Это может быть год, это может быть 1,5, до тех пор, пока одна серьезная вещь созреет и выйдет на тот уровень, когда я могу сказать: да, теперь я хочу ее записать, особенно поскольку у меня все время в голове сидит мысль, что такая запись — это своего рода... Ее так быстро, ее, конечно, заменишь, но для меня это своего рода как черта, итоговая черта, и она остается на годы. Поэтому хочется, чтобы пару лет спустя я все еще считала, что да, то, как я ее сделаю, это именно то, что надо, то, что я считаю, как она должна быть. Поэтому на это уходит действительно очень много времени, халтуру мы гнать не хотим. Вот, поэтому пока все вычистишь, пока все подготовишь, к сожалению, уходит много времени, поэтому не получается так часто с музыкальными видео, но мы стараемся, будем стараться. Спасибо вам. There is a question from Raza328. Do you have tips for young guitarists? Yes. I would probably have some tips. And the one maybe, and the main one, keep going. Keep going and try to find your way. If you always do and if you continue, you will come to the success and everything will work. So the main thing, don't give up and keep going. John, do you have plans to come to St. Petersburg? Eventuell Usagi-might. Oh, maybe. There is something in plan for the year 2020, for the next year. we are working on making some small tour in USA. So as soon as it will be concrete and as soon as we will know it exactly, I will put it on my homepage on www.tatyana-guitar.com. There you find always my current dates for the concerts, and no, we'll see. I hope one day we'll come to USA and then it will be announced. I'm looking for the next one. There is Bullwhip Johnson. I've been out of practice for about 16 years, besides practicing. Do you have any suggestion on how to get back into playing condition? Yes, it's quite easy, and you will notice that 16 years might be not so long as you thought. The main thing is you need to practice, you need to start to practice to play, and you need to do it continuously. You need to do it regularly. No, it's not so good idea to do it only once a week. Of course, it's better than nothing, but actually it's better if you can do it regularly in the best way, each day or each second day, and then don't try to do too much at once. Maybe you need to start with the 10 or 15 minutes first and then make a break, and then you can maximize your practicing time, but regularity is the key to your coming back door. Randall Tuttle, who are your favorite influences? Difficult. When I was very young, I really had some people or some guitarists who made a big influence on me, because probably also because I've got this admiration from my teacher. So my teacher gave it to me, and because of that I was also very excited and very happy to listen to this particular guitarist. But now I don't have anybody where I can say I try to follow him or her, or his or her style, and I try to do like they do it. I have, of course, when I listen to music that touches me, it also inspires me, and it could be not only guitar, it could be each possible instrument. The main thing is that it's played with the heart, and that it's speak to me, that it's that it touches me. Then of course I'm very inspired, and I tried to listen exactly what they happen. But to say that there is a person who inspires me in everything what he or she is doing, there is no one. I take my inspiration from the old day life, and from the nature, from my own fantasy, or when I exchange together with the manager. Sometimes many great ideas get born in these discussions, and so unfortunately I cannot say you or give you any exactly name in this case. So I think I need to speed up. I see you are so good working today. You have sent so many questions that I that I don't manage to get all of them. There is one maybe interesting question from Jose Hortales. My right hand gets lost on wrong string. How do you prevent this? It could be if your right hand gets lost. The reason could be that you take your fingers too far away from the strings. So just show you very short. The idea is you can take a look, for example, on my Ask Tatyana episode, standing flying stroke. There I'm talking about very similar problem, or better to say the solution for your problem could be also in this video, because the question is how far your fingers are moving from the strings, and if you used to play that like this, then the chance that you will miss the string is very, very high because your fingers are too far away. So your solution would be to keep your fingers as close as possible to the strings. To do it really very economical, no? With a economical? I think you know what I mean. I talk very, very exactly about it in the standing flying stroke episode of Ask Tatyana. Take a look. That could be a reason. And another point is also the preparation of the fingers. So when you play, for example, arpeggio or want to change the string, it's good if you can prepare the next finger and not just to play once and then another one. This preparation of the next finger, it gives also a lot of more security for you and for your technique. But anyway, it's something that you can change, but you need to work on it. No? We scroll down. Sam G. came. Tatyana, you play the incantation. I love your expressions. Thank you. What is your favorite theme in the incantation number 2? Sam, you know, I don't have favorite theme because everything in this piece is favorite. I absolutely love the atmosphere and I absolutely love the feeling of this piece. And you know, there are some pieces that are like dramatical composition, like dramatical story, something very intensive. And there are pieces that creates a special mood, a special atmosphere, a special feeling where you just can come in this feeling and just follow, let yourself flow. And this is the kind of the piece for me. So it's just like being in the current moment, something special. I love it. I really love it. We take a look. I read from Mark. -14 in Montreal, -22 with the wind and snowing. Oh, you're a lucky one. I wish you a lot of warm clothes and hold on, spring will come. Just a little bit of weight, just a little bit. There are really so many questions. That is great. That is really, really, really great. But to try to pick maybe one that could be interesting for everybody. For example, Bruno. What do you think about playing without the nails? I started to study the Targa school last year and I feel the sound of my fingers better than my nails. Of course, there was a period of time where guitarists play without fingernails, but I think it's a little bit more in the past. And Today there are many possibilities how you can get a good, beautiful sound with the fingernails. If you noted that your nail sound is not as good as when you play just with the flash, it could have some reason. It could have some reason. For example, one reason could be that your shape, the shape of your fingernails is wrong. It makes a great influence on the sound, great influence. Another reason could be that you don't polish them really well. They should be absolutely smooth. Each part, each side of your fingernail should be very smooth. And it makes also a huge difference. Even if you have perfect shape of the fingernail, but you don't polish it well, the sound is already not good. And of course, the way around, the perfect polished wrong shape doesn't bring a good sound at all. And there is also the question how you use the nails, where exactly you put your finger on the string, and it also makes a great difference. So actually, today there are so many things what you can do to get a good nail sound that I think, in my opinion, there is no necessity to play only with the flash. And at the end, if you notice, okay, I just don't have good fingernails, they are too weak, or they break too often, there are also a lot of different stuff what you can put, oils or nail polish, hardener. In the worst case, also the artificial nails. There are really many possibilities how to get a good sound with the nails. Just looking for another question. Giovanni Tito, congratulations for the feeling that you can put in every piece of guitar. Thank you. How many hours you play? It depends, different. It varied actually from 1.5 to 4 hours. It depends what is the plan at the moment. There is a question from Francois Xavier Dubois. Hi. Didn't hear from you already for a longer time. Nice to have you here in this chat. Have you ever composed your own music? Yes, I did, and but it was already a long time ago. As I was a teenager, I composed really some music, not really guitar pieces, but more songs. I wrote the lyrics and I composed some music to it, and performed also more or less from time to time at my concerts. And yeah, but it was a longer time ago. MRDR, Mr. or something else. Anyway, hi Tatyana, which composer is the best to start learning and playing alone classical guitar? That is probably not the right question. You need not to focus on one composer. You need to focus on school or on a method, guitar method. And in each country it's different, but composer, they are usually composed for different levels or for the higher levels and so on. So I wouldn't recommend you to concentrate yourself on composer, but more take a look around which methods are more popular in your circle where you're living, or the better way to get a teacher, or at least to have any kind of lessons, or maybe internet lessons, because it's much easier, especially when you start. We scroll down. We scroll down. Yep, there is a question from Tony. Tony Dietze. Hello, Tatyana. How can I improve my tone? For you have... do you have some theory crafting about nails and this stuff? Greetings from Germany, Stuttgart, first semester. Hi, Tony. About the nails. First of all, I would recommend you to take a look at my absolutely first episode of Ask Tatyana. You can find it when you write Ask Tatyana nails, and then you will find it already. There I'm talking about shape of the fingernails, about care, and about how to get them stronger. No? So there you will get some tips, some useful tips. Otherwise, yeah, please take a look. Please take a look at this episode, and I think it will be already very, very helpful. There are actually the most of the answers. Continue. There is a question from Tom Kelly. How much time, Tatyana, do you balance in listening to the stereo for entertainment and continuing education? Do you balance in listening to the stereo for entertainment, continuing education? If I understand your question right, first of all, I don't listen to the music just for fun. I have so much music around me because of my work and because of my schedule. I listen to the music when I practice. I listen to the music when I record. I listen to the music when I teach. And it takes already so many hours each day that the best music for me after that is no music. And I don't have anything against music, but I really need time to reload my brain and to clean my ears, my mind. So I really enjoy time. When I don't play or when I don't teach, I usually don't listen to music, and I just enjoy the absolutely calmness. You know, there is no radio, there is no CD player, there is no television that is working like background. It's nothing for me. Of course, if I want to listen to the music, I go to the concerts or I go to the theater, where I can really enjoy not only the music but the whole process. And you asked also continuing education. Continuing education, yes, it's a little bit more specifically. You know, I had already, since many years, I have in my plan to listen to this CD album just for education, and to get to purchase this and that recording, and to listen once again to all the Bach's pieces, or to the Beethoven sonatas that I didn't hear already for a longer time. I have everything on my plan, but then comes the problem, what I'm talking about. Either I work the whole day, and then in the evening you're just ready and you need to eat and go to sleep to be able to work next day, or you just need some silence, and it doesn't bring anything to put any other music. So it happened really rare, and it's more combined. If I start a new piece, and then I'm curious to find a little bit more about the background of the music, then I start to search and to look at any music. Okay, I see we are already so far, and they are, oh God, there are so many questions. Maybe one last one. Please don't be sad if I don't choose your question, because as I said, it's really difficult to answer all of them, but I try and just random principle. I choose one of the latest, maybe this one, Richard Villa. Any specific books one should purchase for advanced students? And I hope you come to Chicago. In my opinion, there are two very important books that each guitarist should has on his working table. Unfortunately, I don't have them here in front of me. Otherwise, I would show you, but maybe you can memorize. The first one is Scott Tennant, Pumping Nylon. It's a good, small, but very useful collection of the exercises. And the second one, it's the opposite of Scott Tennant. It's such a thick book by Hubert Kappel. In German, it's Die komplette Technik der Konzertgitarre. And in English, there is English translation, English edition, and it's called something like Bible, the Bible of the classical guitar technique by Hubert Kappel. I think these two books are necessary to have for everybody, not only for the progressive and advanced students, but also for a little advanced, for not absolutely beginners. But they should be there because they will find everything you need to have for and about technique and exercises and how to develop it, so on. And I have another one book. I don't come now, unfortunately, on the name. It's by Scott edition, and it's 60 studies for guitar. I take a look, maybe I can say, put also the link under this video. It's a good collection, 60 exercises, 60 studies. They are not very difficult. You cannot compare them with studies by Villa-Lobos, for example, or by Barrios, but they are really helpful. They are for each kind of technique, and you don't need to spend huge time for just learning the notes until you start to practice, but you can start it immediately. That is also very helpful. So, my dears, I'm very sorry. One question, Alexander Nilubov. I need to answer it because it's from my native city, from Minsk. Александра, Татьяна, вы планируете концерт в Минске? Спасибо огромное, что вы здесь. Спасибо огромное, что вы подключились к нашему чату. Большой-большой привет Минску. К сожалению, в ближайшее время пока не планируется, но никогда не говори никогда. Я надеюсь, что когда-нибудь это произойдет. Ну, посмотрим, насколько мне получится в этом году появиться. Может быть, мы с вами сможем пересечься просто так, без концерта. Как только будет концерт, я обязательно объявлю это, и в том числе, наверное, это будет известно моему педагогу Михаилу Петровичу Журавлеву. Наверняка через него это будет тоже объявлено. Вот. Но пока, к сожалению, ничего нет, но мне очень приятно, что вы следите за моим творчеством. Спасибо вам огромное. Надеюсь, скоро увидеться. So, my dears, I thank you so much that you have joined me today, that you spent this hour together with me. I was absolutely happy to have today so many really good questions, so interesting questions. Thank you so much. I hope that some of the answers could help you a little bit more. And next month would be February. If everything suits well and if the schedule is fine and I don't have any concert at the time, on third Friday of the month there will be next Ask Tatyana Live. I will announce it once again on my Facebook channel and on my Patreon channel. So please don't miss it, and I will be happy if you join me in February and we can compare our weather again, if there is any spring inside. And till then, as I say, we have I'm looking so much forward to start the recordings with our band. And if you like to support us, please take a look at our Patreon. At our Patreon page, just like a short reminder for you, Tatyana and the gentleman. And we are very thankful for your support. And as I said, everybody who will be our patron at the time of the release will get his or her name on our debut CD. And it's something special. So thank you once again. I wish you a wonderful day, wonderful evening, wonderful working time, or just relaxed time, wherever you are. Have a wonderful weekend and see you soon. In the beginning, the next thing would be practicing live on Patreon. The exact date I will announce once again. I think this time it would be not the first Friday because there will be recordings in the studio. So it's blocked, but the Wednesday before, and it should be 30th of January, will be practicing live, where you can take a look at my practicing, how I do it, take a look over my shoulder at my fingers, listen what I'm struggling with, and you can join me. I will announce it once again on my Facebook, so take a look at my official Facebook site. And thank you once again. It was a great time together with you, and see you latest by next Ask Tatyana Live. Next week, next episode of Ask Tatyana Live. Don't miss it. Very, very high possible that it will be about memorization. And there you will get really many tips how to memorize the pieces better. So don't miss it. Have a nice weekend and see you next time. Bye bye.